Hi, I'm John with CodeVA, and this is a quick video on prompting input with the material computer. Now, of course, the material computer is a pretend computer we are going to represent with manipulatives, this sheet of paper, as well as some other things. And in order for computers to be useful and solve problems and do things for us, we need them to accept input from the outside world. Now, a normal computer, of course, accepts input via sensors or a keyboard or a mouse or, whatever. But our material computer can't do any of that. So we have to sort of simulate input. Now, to represent input in code, in order to have the computer follow instructions to prompt input from a user, we need to have some instructions associated with that. So in order to get input from a user, we need to make a variable, and we need to assign it the value of user input. Now, user input in this situation is a command, and what it tells the computer to do is to get some input from the outside world and then to assign it to the variable named A. So in order to trace this line of code, I need to first make a variable. There you are. And then I need to give it a label, the letter A. So I'm doing a little bit arts and crafts over here. There's the top, there's my label, and we'll give it the name A. Perfect. There's my variable named A, and I need to assign it a value associated with user input. Now the problem is I don't know what the user input is. I can't put tokens into my container. I can't put any data in there because I don't know what the value will be. So in order to get a value, as the material computer tries to execute this line of code, what it'll do is move the container to the input square. And then if I had a partner here with me, I would say, okay, partner, go ahead and put some tokens in that container that's on the input square. Now, I don't have anyone sitting across from me, so I'm going to pretend that I'm that person. We'll put a couple tokens in there. And now I can complete this line of code because I have a value in there. I'll move it back to a memory square, and then I'll put the top on it to finish the line. There we go. Now, the computer, or the programmer, I don't know exactly what value the user gave me. I know it's an integer because I can't fit any other kind of data in an integer type variable, but I don't know what integer it is. I don't know what the number is that they've provided to me here, which is fine because I can still do stuff with that value. Like, I could have the computer print that value if I wanted to, and I'd get out my trusty clipboard and write whatever value is in there. And in this case, I do have to look in there because I don't actually know. Oh, it's 2 tokens. So that's a value of 2. To finish that print line of code, I'll write 2 on my output sheet, and we're good to go. So that's user input. Now, there are a couple of things here that are important. Just to say that the type of input you get from the user needs to match the type. And you might be wondering to yourself, okay, integers are fine, like I can put tokens in there, but what if I wanted a float value, like a decimal value? Well, in that situation, I would just recommend that you write the value like 1.2 on a little slip of paper, and you can kind of put that in there, and that works fine. You don't have to use tokens for everything. You can just use whatever makes sense, because a variable can hold all sorts of things. It can hold numbers, it can hold text, it can hold characters, all that stuff. And with that, that's taking input with the material computer. Good luck and happy coding.